Blue Jays today, where we always have something to say about the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm your host, Nicholas Playlog.
And I'm your host, Adam Peddle. And today, guys, Kevin Gausman is expected to sign very, very soon, and the Blue Jays are one of the finalists. We're going to discuss it, but before we do, guys, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that post notification bell button. And this video is brought to you by Fan Duel, and you can win a jersey if you sign up using our link in the description.
Yeah, man.
All right, Nick. So Kevin Gausman is expected to sign. We've talked about this before on this channel, but let's talk a little bit about what he's done, and let's get into what all these recent talking and rumors are about.
Well, first things first. You have the Jon Morosi tweet.
Yes, I do.
Please read that off for the folks because I want to get refreshed. I want to get myself juiced up for this. Let's go.
Okay, so Jon Morosi reports Kevin Gausman is expected to agree in a contract in the next 2 to 3 days. All right, this was coming out yesterday, so now it's 1 to 2 days. It's expected to be a 5-year deal, and that's increasingly likely. So a guy who's turning 31 in January, he's going to be getting a contract supposedly until he's 36 years old. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, Kevin Gausman, I always kind of expected that for him, you know, and Kevin Gausman, he is deserving of that, folks. He's coming off of some great years. The last 3 years, he's got a 3.79 ERA. He's pitched 354 innings in that time, so he's definitely had his fair share of the work. Lots of strikeouts there. And also, too, one thing that is really reassuring to me, because I'm a little bit skeptical about giving like a 5-year contract to somebody who's going to be 31. Like, that's a lot of time. We'll have him until he's 36. But the FIP, which is a great number to look at, is significantly lower than that ERA over those last 3 years. It's 3.3. So that reassures me a little bit more and basically like makes me feel more confident about giving Kevin Gausman a contract of that length. I do think he is deserving of that. What do you think?
Well, yeah, no, I agree. I think he's definitely deserving of it. And if, let's say, he's coming to Toronto Blue Jays, which that is the main news that we're hearing, that we're one of the finalists. There are other teams involved for sure. Like there's the Giants, there's the Angels, Red Sox, Mets, and Mariners. But apparently we are like one of the top contenders right now. Yeah. And if we do get him, I'm okay with it because he kind of takes, I think he's still going to be good for like the next 3 years at least. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's still 31. He's still young. And like you said, that FIP is low. He's coming into his prime. Now, he's probably going to get paid something over $20 million average.
Well, the years, they're talking about 5 years right now. And MLB trade rumors, they kind of reported initially, or they made an estimate thinking 6 years for roughly $140 million, basically. So if we're looking at 5 years, you got to imagine it's going to be like 110 to 120, like somewhere in that range. That's definitely a lot of money. But from a Toronto Blue Jays standpoint, we also got to keep in mind Randall Grichuk, Hyun-Jin Ryu, like those guys are going to be dipping relatively soon.
Exactly.
So basically, like when Hyun-Jin Ryu leaves, which is $20 million every single year, Kevin Gausman would kind of be taking over the role of Hyun-Jin Ryu. So, I mean, that money would kind of get like, you're just replacing it.
Exactly. We have 2 more years of Hyun-Jin Ryu, and I do think Kevin Gausman will be an impact starter within that 2-year span. So if you're okay with having Hyun-Jin Ryu on the team, like eating up $20 million, like being like that older veteran, like maybe he's not as good as he was in his prime, and Kevin Gausman, if like that's his floor, if that's what he's going to be at the end of his contract, then I guess I'm still okay with it. Like I was already okay with it when we signed Ryu, knowing that was a risk. Yeah, I'm okay with it if we're signing Kevin Gausman with that risk. Yes. And one more thing I want to add. We're talking about Kevin Gausman, and we made comparisons to him to Robbie Ray, how they're very similar.
I did want to touch on this a little because there is one cause for concern for me, and that is, and I assume that you were kind of moving over to the fact that he is a 2-pitch pitcher.
That and another thing I'll get to, but I'll go ahead and talk about that.
Yeah, I do want to touch on this, folks. Kevin Gausman is very much a 2-pitch pitcher, which is very similar to Robbie Ray. Now, Robbie Ray was the fastball and the slider. Kevin Gausman is the fastball and the splitter. You're going to get that 88% of the time. Now, that is a little bit concerning to me to give a 5-year contract for a guy who's going to be 31, who only relatively throws 2 pitches. That is slightly concerning. However, at the end of the day, will this make this team better immediately? Absolutely it will. Like, and I have to kind of like move myself back a little bit and go, hey, Kevin Gausman had a freaking like 2.8 ERA last year.
Yeah, literally.
He was a Cy Young candidate for most of the season.
Even an MVP candidate. He got some votes there.
Even an MVP candidate. Now, granted, he did kind of fall off a little bit closer to the end. However, I do trust that he will be elite moving forward for at least a few years. So,
yeah,
I mean, that is a cause for concern, but I'm going to just like table that one and be fully Kevin Gausman if we do go.
Yeah, we have our analytic brains on right here. And like, I want to comment on that 2-pitch mix. And like you said it before, like the league will start to figure it out. Like you just sit on one pitch. However, he would be coming to the American League. So that is a new league with totally new batters. So that's a little, and also he's coming over to the East too, if he were to become a Blue Jay.
Right.
So a completely new team. Like we haven't even seen this guy. But what I was going to refer to is that why would we sign Kevin Gausman versus Robbie Ray? Well, this is something that I'm thinking about today. Was if we let Robbie Ray go and someone else sign him, we get a
compensatory pick.
Compensatory pick, right? So we get that, like that's that pick that's after the first round, and basically we're getting some nice value there. So what if we get Robbie Ray back, we don't get that pick. Now with Kevin Gausman, he already had his qualifying offer the year before, so there's no pick to be given up if we do sign him.
They didn't give him a qualifying. They couldn't give him a qualifying offer for this year, basically, folks. So I mean, there will be no pick to give up there. So that's kind of a positive to get Gausman over Ray. And also, clearly, our management, the Blue Jays management, does like Gausman because last year we were having conversations with this guy as well. We were looking at like a 3-year, $40 million deal, which would have been freaking amazing had we got that. Kevin Gausman was smart enough, though, to realize, no, I am a stud. I am going to trust myself. I'm going to go out, be a Cy Young candidate, and then I'm going to pay the big bucks, and that's what's happening right now. But clearly, our management likes something in him, and that also gives me a little bit more confidence moving forward because if Pete Walker likes him, then I'm probably going to like him too, man.
Yeah, absolutely. So with that all being said, do you want Kevin Gausman to become a Blue Jay?
Yes, of course. You know what? Again, would I prefer maybe a Max Scherzer? Yes, probably, but I will be over the moon if we can fill one of these rotational spots and basically get a guy who I think is at least like on that same level of Robbie Ray to slot in. He can be the number one, he can be the number two, and he will be with this team for a long time with Jose Barrios, probably for our entire, well, maybe not the entire, but for a large part of the winning window.
We'd have Barrios and Gausman leading the way with the young studs, Manoah, hopefully Pearson, and then the aging veteran Ryu as our number 5. That's hopefully a best case scenario. That is a rotation I want to take to the World Series. So guys, let us know in the comments down below. What do you think about this rumor? Are you on the Kevin Gausman train, or are you faithful to Robbie Ray? Let us know in the comments down below.
Yeah, guys, you can also check us out on Spotify, Breaker, Anchor, Radio Public, and Google Podcasts. Please make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment down below, just like Adam said. Also, if you want to win that jersey, the link is in the description. Hop onto that. We don't have a lot of people entered right now.
Literally.
So if you enter, your chances will be golden. And $3 a month to become a Patreon member. Call into the show. We had a Patreon member, Ab Edgar, call into our one-on-one last week. It was amazing. Shout out and thank you to all of these beautiful people for being Patreon members. It is beautiful. We appreciate you so much.
Also, shout out our new Patreon member, JW. JW, let's go.
Let's go. Thank you to you, JW.
Thank you guys so much for watching.
Go Jays, go.